When ambition becomes the mask of truth. Have you ever wondered what really happens when ambition grows faster than integrity? When a company becomes so obsessed with looking successful that it forgets how to actually be successful. In the late 1990s, America had its shining star, Enron. The media called it the most innovative company in the world. Politicians praised it. Investors worshipped it. Its stock price soared, as if gravity had simply stopped applying. To the outside world, Enron was the future, a company so smart, so modern it could turn even air and promises into money. But behind the skyscrapers of Houston, behind the glossy annual reports and perfect smiles, something darker was unfolding. Not a business revolution, a psychological one. Because Enron wasn't destroyed by bad math. It was destroyed by belief, the belief that truth was flexible as long as the stock price kept rising. If you think this is just history, it's not. It's a mirror. And if you look closely enough, you might see the same reflection in your own company, your own team, or even yourself. If you're brave enough to face what lies beneath success, comment below. I want to know the truth. And don't forget to subscribe. Because the next video may show you a secret most corporations would pay to hide. It all began with an idea, a new way to trade energy, to make markets smarter, faster, more efficient. Founded in 1985, Enron was supposed to be the company that reinvented the future of power. And for a while it worked. Charismatic leaders, brilliant engineers, an office culture buzzing with ambition, Enron was the place where the smartest people in the room went to prove themselves. Their CEO, Jeffrey Skilling, believed in something radical, that Enron wasn't just a company, it was an idea machine. If you could dream it, you could sell it, even if it didn't exist yet. It sounded visionary. And it was, until that vision met reality. Because in business, there's a fine line between imagination and illusion. Enron's mistake was crossing it, and then pretending they hadn't. Here's where the magic began. Most companies record profit when money actually comes in. Simple, real, honest. But Enron found a loophole in accounting called mark-to-market. It meant they could count future profits the very day a deal was signed, even if that deal wouldn't make money for 10 years or ever. Imagine selling a house today. You think it might be worth $10 million in the future. You haven't even found a buyer. But on paper, you write down +10 million profit. That's what Enron did, again and again. Every handshake became instant success. Every contract became an excuse to celebrate. And Wall Street loved it. Analysts saw charts that only went up. The media called it the new economy. Investors called it magic. But there was no magic, only math, distorted by ambition. The executives knew that someday those numbers would have to meet reality. But in their minds, that day never needed to come. They'd just find another deal, another trick, another layer of illusion. To hide the growing hole beneath their empire, CFO Andrew Fastow created what he called special purpose entities. It sounds technical. In truth, they were just shells, secret companies built to hide Enron's debt. Picture someone moving all their bills from one pocket to another and saying, "See, they're gone." That's what Enron did, except their pockets were worth billions. And as long as the stock price kept climbing, no one dared ask questions. After all, who wants to be the one to tell the golden child of capitalism that its success might be fake? But numbers don't lie on their own. People make them lie. Inside Enron's towers, a new religion was forming, the cult of performance. Employees were ranked every year. The top 15% were lavishly rewarded. The bottom 15% fired. They called it rank and yank. It sounded fair, survival of the fittest, but in reality, it turned colleagues into competitors and competitors into deceivers. When your job depends on the numbers you report, you learn quickly that truth is optional. The system didn't just allow lying, it required it. Meetings became rituals of theater. Executives presented numbers no one believed, analysts nodded because they didn't dare look dumb, and employees applauded because silence meant suspicion. Inside Enron, to doubt was to die. And slowly, words began to lose their meaning. Creative accounting. aggressive forecasting, financial innovation. All just elegant ways to say, we're lying, but intelligently. Enron became a stage. Its leaders, actors, its investors, the audience. But the longer the play continued, the harder it became to remember what was real and what was performance. One whistleblower, Sharon Watkins, later described it perfectly. It was like watching everyone run toward a cliff and cheering while they jumped. Because inside Enron, the biggest sin wasn't fraud, it was hesitation. By 2001, the illusion began to crack. Analysts started asking questions. Deals weren't adding up. The numbers just didn't make sense anymore. And when one reporter asked a simple question, how exactly does Enron make its money? The entire building shook. It was the question no one wanted to answer, because even the people inside didn't really know anymore. Then came the audit. The lies, the off-books entities, the debts hidden in plain sight, all surfaced like corpses in still water. The truth hit harder than anyone could imagine. In just 24 days, Enron, once worth $70 billion, collapsed into bankruptcy. 20,000 people lost their jobs, their pensions evaporated. Retirees watched their life savings vanish overnight. But the deepest loss wasn't financial. It was moral. Because Enron didn't just destroy wealth, it destroyed trust. The belief that success, innovation, and profit could coexist with honesty. Enron's story isn't about numbers, it's about psychology. Fraud doesn't begin with evil. It begins with ambition, with small compromises made in bright rooms by smart people. A tweak here, an adjustment there. A silence kept for the greater good. And before you know it, truth becomes negotiable. At first, people tell themselves, everyone does it. Then, it's just temporary. Then, finally, it's not even wrong anymore. By then, it's already too late. Fraud is rarely a sudden explosion. It's a slow, silent erosion of conscience, 1,000 small decisions that all point in one direction. And every time someone looked away, every time a whistleblower stayed quiet, the lie grew stronger, until it became not just a company policy, but a company culture, a shared illusion that said, if we all believe the lie, it becomes the truth. But the truth always returns. It may take years, but it always finds its way back, like gravity, like guilt. And that's why this story still matters, because Enron wasn't just a company, it was a warning. The same psychology lives on, in boardrooms, startups, and even governments. Every time a leader values image over integrity, growth over honesty, the ghost of Enron whispers again. The names have changed, the industries too, but the disease, that hunger to appear perfect, remains the same. So before you chase your next success, ask yourself, what part of the truth are you willing to ignore to get there? Because the cost of lying to others is bankruptcy, but the cost of lying to yourself is far greater. If this story opened your eyes, comment below with, I want to know the truth. And don't forget to subscribe, because in our next episode, we'll uncover the hidden psychology behind another empire that thought it could cheat time itself and lost everything. Thanks for watching.